Hello everyone and welcome to my review of the FluidStance Balance Board, specifically the level model. I did a lot of research before purchasing this board, and I'll go into that more in a second, but just to give you a rundown, this is the back of it. I wanted to start with that because I love their logo and the fact that this is die-cast aluminum, I believe. That's some heavy-duty stuff. The board is rated to 300 pounds. I think the one of the original can go to 350, but I am well under that limit. So let me flip it over. On top of here is the up mat that you can purchase. I believe it's a closed cell EVA foam, so it's not that cheap foam that you can get. This is the more dense stuff. Think like your standing fatigue mats, but this one's also closed cell, so it's antimicrobial and just easy to clean. And I got that. Not that I thought that I needed it for usage, but specifically because I know I like to be kind of barefoot when I'm working at my desk, and the mat makes the barefoot a lot more comfortable. You don't need it, but it is nice. And honestly, even if you're wearing shoes, the mat is, it's nice to have the mat as well. I like that it adds some grip, depending on your shoes, your socks, or whatnot. That nice wood board can be a little, slippery, so to speak. So if you're like me and you like to have something to grip on with a little bit of extra cushion, I would go ahead and purchase the up mat. I did, and I'm not displeased with it. So before I show you guys what it's like using it, I will show you this. This is the challenge cap. So while this thing, this balance board is designed to be an ergonomic, or designed for ergonomic use. It's not like a wheelie balance board where you're practicing for sports and stuff. Yeah, you can practice your balance with this, but it's designed to be, this is like the Ermin Miller of balance boards, is what I would say. If you want something ergonomic for your workspace, this is it in that sense. They did a lot of research on the angle of like how much this can tilt back and forward and left and right. I'm sorry, I have it on a bed right now. I'll get it on the floor in a second. But it doesn't tilt as much as your ankle will when you're walking. They did a lot of research, and so when you're using this and going back and forth, it's supposed to kind of simulate the movement that you would have when you're walking, and that really helps. You get less fatigue, there's more blood flow, heart rate's a little bit higher while you're working, surprisingly. And I will say that the challenge cap, it makes it more challenging. It's not like wheelie board level of challenging, but I, right out of the bat, was just like, I'm going to use this, because I've tried wheelie boards and stuff, and I think I did. You're only supposed to do like 20 minutes using this, supposedly, and I did it for way longer than that, and I was like legit sweating. It might be TMI, but you don't realize how much you're moving on the board when you're in the zone, in your work or whatnot. So this is extra as well. I think it's nice to have. I think that it's something totally up to you. If it's totally personal if someone's going to get this or not. I don't think it'd be the end of the world not to have it, but it's better to have and not need than to need and not have. So let me pause this and then I'll get it on the ground. All right, here's a little peek at my workspace. It's a standing desk, and that is the balance board on the ground. It's going to be a little jumpy. Ignore my cable management. I haven't got that yet. But this balance board is... And this is after I've had this thing for a month. So it might be a little hard to see, but... there's some little dirt smudges on it and everything, but there's no scratches. And that's something I was concerned about with this mat. I'm like, dude, is this one of those cheap mats that I can,
go like that with my finger and make a giant scratch. And it's like, no, it's actually a closed cell foam. So it is a little bit more expensive than you would think for a foam top, but I'm happy I got it. I thought maybe I would regret the mat, but I'm so happy I got it. And they tell you to not use this for many hours at a time, but I absolutely have. It kind of comes down to personal preference, whether you, like I said, the first time I did this, I used it for so long with the challenge cap that I had Florida weather going on in my pants, if that makes any sense, and it's TMI for you guys. But I love everything about it. It keeps me busy. I don't get as much fatigue. I have a shoulder injury. I have torn my labrum and had surgery on it twice. And the standing desk and the balance board has been a lifesaver. I'm trying to switch careers from working in the veterinary field and switch into IT, and there's a lot more standing and sitting at, just working at desks in general. So having a standing desk, was a huge addition. But adding the balance board you can't have one without the other, in my opinion. The standing desk is awesome and amazing, but having the balance board allows you to like really utilize the standing desk and to be standing for longer periods of time. And as much as the standing desk is awesome, the balance board, I've actually, I come to really enjoy using it as a footrest. So, come here and take your ergonomic chair, your ergonomic desk, combine it with, again, don't look at the cable management, guys, and my dog ball. It's a work in progress. I've been loving using this. Like, I didn't realize how much movement and enjoyment I could get out of anything to do with my feet while I'm at my desk. Like I can scoot in more here, and maybe it's just because I'm a shorter guy, and but it is just so much more comfortable sitting. I can't really explain how impressed I was with just using it like this, like almost just, it's not as cool as using it obviously for standing desk, but I think you'd be surprised if you don't have anything like this. Like I've seen cushions and things, but even just using it while sitting has been amazing. Okay. Another thing I kind of wanted to show in a little bit more detail is the angle that this can go up and down. And again, this isn't, this is like an ergonomic balance board. This is meant for longer durations of use. It's not meant for practicing your balance, so to speak, for like sports, snowboarding, skateboarding, or anything. It will help with that, but the angle of back and forth, to and fro, is meant to mimic how much your ankle moves when you're walking, so to speak. So just walking and moving around the world, your ankle's going to be moving or articulating in those angles. So it keeps you from overdoing it, but also keeps you moving and burning calories and avoiding fatigue. So if you get fatigue, and the numbness in your feet, and for me, it helps with my shoulder issues more than anything. And as weird as that sounds, but I've been happy with it. Okay, yeah, so like I said, I've been using the level balance board for maybe about a month now, and getting a lot of use out of it standing and sitting. One thing that's really important is keeping your arms at a 90-degree angle. So if you do have a standing desk, make sure you take the time to kind of adjust that. Because if you are too high or too low and that angle is off, the balance board could be doing more harm than good.